remember me? It's been a while. Haven't done a video in quite some time, various reasons for that, and one of them being just being really disappointed with a number of brews that I made towards the tail end of last year. I then sort of give it a rest for a while. I was doing a few bits and pieces outside of brewing world, and I decided to brew a beer there, about a week, maybe 2 weeks ago. It wasn't for camera, it was just for me. I had space in my kegerator, my Keyser actually it is, I always get them two mixed up. But anyway, yeah, I had space in my Keyser and I wanted to make an Irish Red. It's one of my favourite styles. And when I made it, the efficiency was super low. We're talking maybe, I can't remember, 50%, maybe less than that even. Disgusting. Lucky enough, it was meant to be quite a high ABV, so it is salvageable, but obviously not ideal, and I am throwing good money after bad. And that was one of the reasons why the stout series that I was planning to do never really got off the ground, because two reasons. Number one, I brewed maybe 3 stouts and they all basically tasted identical, so there was no difference between them despite the fact there was different ingredients and stuff in them. And number two, the efficiency in all of them was so bad. You'll remember towards the end of last year I did do this video in relation to brewhouse efficiency. In this video I'm going to be talking about brewhouse and mash efficiency. What is it? What affects it? And what can I do to make mine better? But even after following all those steps, I'm getting really low efficiencies recently, and it's something that I'm just, it's melting my head. I don't know what to do. So what we're doing today, 2 reasons. Number one, get back on camera, get back doing brew tubing, welcome the community back, welcome me back into the community. I don't know what way it goes, but welcome something to somewhere. And secondly, I find that when I video brews, I tend to do things properly instead of trying to take shortcuts and stuff like that. So it's as much for me as it is for you. I'm just going to go right back to basics. Originally I had planned just to do a single malt, single hop smash, but then I heard this going around in my head.
To be honest, if all I ever drank is Citra Mosaic, Citra Mosaic, I'll be quite happy. Do you know what I mean? But anyway.
I remembered that I do actually have some of the magical hops. So we're doing single malt, which is Maris Otter, obviously. That's all I ever use really as my base. And my dual hop, so that would be a smidge, yeah, there we go. It's Citra Mosaic, basically. Very basic. We're going to do 4.5 kilos of Maris Otter, and then just 2 additions of Citra and Mosaic towards the end of the boil. We're going to ferment that out. I have USO4, probably going to use it. So join me as we weigh out the grains and mash in. So because this is back to basics, I've been very careful with just about everything that I have to do on this recipe. And I think the very first stage, I've worked out what has been going wrong, or what went wrong, certainly in the last brew, the red. And that's basically this pot, when it's empty, weighs 1.5 kilos. There's 4.5 kilos of grain in here, and you can see it's right to the top, to the point of it with the lid on to stop anything spilling out. Whereas last time it wasn't even 3/4 filled, and I was, sorry, let me put this down. I was starting to wonder why people were using big buckets to store their grain on their brew days, and whenever I got away with using basically half that bucket. So I think that is where we have maybe the start of our problems, is that I haven't been weighing my grains properly. Ridiculous. At that point, when I realised that, I was nearly going to end this whole thing because it's such a stupid mistake. But you know what? Doing a wee simple beer with just Maris Otter, a couple of hops, why not? Let's keep it going. I'm going to keep going, and I'm going to keep taking the measurements and see if that was the issue. I think I'm 99.9% sure that would account for a considerable drop in efficiency if you think you have 4.5 kilograms and you only have 3 kilograms. So yeah, it's a good start. So it's mash-in time. Nothing very exciting. Some people call it mashing in, some people call it doughing in, some people call it throwing grains all over the floor. That's going to help efficiency. Oh. Take 2. So obviously that was a little bit less than perfect. Just judging by the state of the floor, I've maybe lost about less than 10 grams there of grain. But let's just remind myself of what I said right at the start of this video. So because this is back to basics, I've been very, very careful with just about everything that I have to do. Yeah, so yeah. So that is the end of the mash. Oh, for fuck's sake. Including a 15-minute mash out at 75. You'll notice I've dressed for the occasion. I was wondering why it had been taking so long to heat up the Robo Brew recently, and then it suddenly dawned on me that actually it comes with this nice jacket to help insulate it. I just wanted to talk very quickly about this incredible invention that I invented. I'm going to call it some sort of diffuser. I was all smug with myself when I thought of this. This here is the false bottom that goes at the bottom of the Brewzilla during the boil to stop the hub matter getting into the pump, etc. So I thought I could use it as a diffuser for sparge and what have you. And I was really smug that nobody else had ever thought of this, and I was a genius, etc, etc. But actually I'm an idiot, because the Robo Brew comes with one that sits on top of the grain pipe anyway, and I've just duplicated that. But I guess, you know, if you are diffusing once and then diffusing again, it's further diffusion. I don't even know if that's the right word. But yeah, it turns out I'm not actually a genius. I'm a bit of an idiot.
Budweiser presents Real Men of Genius. Real Men of Genius.
Whew. So I don't know if you can hear it over there, but the wort's draining quite quickly through the grain bread here, so there's no stock anything. There's no sparge on this brew today. There's meant to be a half a litre sparge, but I didn't really see the point of it, because there's only half a litre. So yeah, so I'll leave that for a few minutes to drain, and then we will start the boil timer, I guess.
Calculations are correct. When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're gonna see some serious shit. What's this? What's this?
So that's the start of the boil, and we're adding 10 grams of Citra. As you can see, I've already added the chiller. It's just to sanitize it. 15 grams of Citra, 15 grams of Mosaic. and a portaflock. So right now I'm chilling the work down to 80 degrees for my 15-minute whirlpool. It's meant to be 50 grams of Citra and 50 grams of Mosaic. However, you always get a little Brucey bonus in the bottom of the packet, so this is a wee bit more of each. I can't tell you exactly what it is, but it's 50 grams plus of each, and it's coming in at about 127 grams all in, so yeah, may have overdone it. A smidge. It smells good though. So that's the end of the brew day, and the beer is now in the fermentation chamber, and the yeast, which I used SO4, yes, SO4, was pitched at approximately 18 degrees, and we're in the fermentation chamber now. In terms of original gravity is 1053, which when you plug all the numbers into Brewfather, that brings me back up to a much more respectable brewhouse efficiency of 70%. You've seen there the absolute amount of true hot matter in the bottom of the Brewzilla there, so I'm really glad that I put the false bottom on the bottom just before the boil started. All it remains for me to do now is finish up on the cleanup and have myself a cup of coffee. Fortunately, there's no beer to be drunk because I have work this evening. I might even start my dinner. I have the finished product, my Citra Mosaic Pale Ale. I describe it as a sort of, what would you say, like a golden colour straw maybe, but more golden than anything else. You've got a pure white head there, quite thick cap and very tight white bubbles showing through on the top. In terms of carbonation then, there's a little bit of carbonation there you can see going up the glass. And you can see already the head's starting to drop off, but look at that lacing on the glass. So sort of my problems with the beer then. I don't know if you can really make it out on the camera there, but basically it's quite hazy at the moment, but you can tell that this will clear out. Sometimes you can just tell by looking at something that it's going to clear out. And actually, if it just stayed like that, it would probably be perfect, or maybe slightly hazier. So actually, having not tried to clarify this beer at all, it's probably going to end up being very clear if it lasts that long in the keg. And then head retention, it's always something that I can't seem to get right. I either get like 3/4 of a glass of head or no head, nothing in between. But like a quick swirl of the glass and it comes back, so I'll not mark down too much on that. The fragrance of this beer is fantastic. Couldn't fault it at all. It's there, considering there's no dry hops, so you know all my aroma came from the Whirlpool edition, and it's just at the right level. You know, I'm not smelling it over here. When I bring it in, I'm smelling it and it's making me want to go in. My mouthfeel is perfect. I mean, it's a 5 out of 5 for mouthfeel without a doubt. The bitterness that comes at the end, the wash out of your mouth with saliva at the end is just beautiful, and it just keeps bringing you back in for more. At this stage of the beer, I think that I will just mark it down a little bit. It's a little bit, on the one hand the bitterness is really nice, on the other hand it just doesn't quite match up, and it's because the hops that I've used haven't had time to sort of blend in with the beer properly. I think maybe another week or two in the keg would probably benefit this beer fantastically. I'll probably mark this down to about a 3 at this stage, but there's definitely room for improvement without having to do too much to this beer in terms of just letting it age. Just to go back then, what do we do? Appearance out of 5, knock a few points off for the head, knock a point off for the beer starting to clarify, which just seems really bizarre that I'm knocking it down because it's starting to look sort of more commercially or something, I don't know. But I'm going to give it a 2 out of 5. The colour is fantastic and the head colour is fantastic, but just want that to stay a little bit longer, and I just want it to stay in this condition. Aroma, as I say, I'm quite happy to give this a 5 out of 5 for aroma. Yeah, absolutely no dramas there whatsoever, so that's what, 5, 6, 7 out of 10. Mouthfeel, absolutely nothing wrong with that mouthfeel at all. I begrudge giving myself full marks for anything, so I'm going to give myself 4 out of 10 or 4 out of 5 for mouthfeel, so that's 11 out of a possible 15. And then just finally on the taste, I'm torn between 2 and 3, just because it is just that little bit harsh on the hop. It's like, I think the problem was as well, which I don't think I put in the video, is some of my Citra hops were BBC rather than T90, so there's a slight variance in the alpha acids, and I wondered that I maybe just used them wrong. But all in all, you know, so let's say we go 2 then for flavour. Well, we'll go 3. So that was 11 and 3 is 14 out of 20. It's not bad. It's really good beer. I'm nearly finished it and haven't even got through the vital statistics. We're looking at 5.3% here. And I believe a Brewfather's calculated there at 48 IBU, so it's a wee bit milder than my normal pale ales or IPAs, but yeah, what can you do? This is going to be a great beer as it sort of goes through the summer. We are middle of May now, so probably be drinking properly the first week of June, second week of June. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, you know what to do. Drop me a comment down below. The works. Definitely going to be producing more and more videos as the tail end of this year. I'm back on the channel, I'm back brewing. I'm really enthusiastic about it again. I did take 6 months off there for various reasons, and I'm back, baby. I'm back. All that remains for me then, last little mouthful. Cheers, lads.